Even with Gearnext being out, I am still here, still posting zero content, bit by bit, just a little bit here and there. But today, we're going to be taking a look at, kind of continuing this trend of Chronojet that started off a couple weeks ago with the Stride deck set coming out. And today we're going to take a look at the ZTBs in their completed form, more or less. Not entirely completed, but pretty close to it, because the deck got some of its most needed support in this set and actually became a very, very good deck at that too. And we're gonna break it down. Of course, I'm also on my new computer, so the gameplay videos should be a lot clearer, a lot smoother, a lot more 1080p 60 FPS-y, and with no hiccups, so it's gonna be pretty exciting. So let's take a look at the deck. Of course, there's a lot of cards that we have been running for a while that we don't need to talk about as much. Chronodragon G, of course, is still being run. This was played in the last video as well, allowing us to time leap when we stride, which is really good. 2 copies of the original Chronojet just because it's a Chronojet name. It's not great, but until we get Chronodragon Z, it's still going to be there. And then 3 copies of the Replenish Kotal. So this is a really nice grade 3 that we run as a draw trigger, which says GB1 when placed on rear. When it's placed from deck, if your Vanguard or your Heart is a Zodiac Time Beast, we're going to call it ZTB going forward, he gets plus 3k, and if you don't have any face-up cards in the damage zone, he gets to countercharge 1, which is really nice. Even as a 14k attacker, it's good because it makes 21k columns when it's being superior called, and a countercharger is always going to be appreciated, so we really like that. But the most important part that this deck got to support is the grade 2s. Like basically every grade 2 is new here, and they're all really good. So first things first, we have the Spearhead Unicorn. He says on both players' turns on GB1 on rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is a Chronojet, he gets plus 2k power, so 11k intercept on both players' turns. And GB1 when he attacks the Vanguard on rearguard circle, if your Vanguard is a Chronojet, you can get almost 1 to look at the top cards of your deck equal to the amount of ZTB units on your field, and then call a card that is not Spearhead Unicorn to rearguard circle. So basically a multi-attack enabler, which is really strong, especially when your opponent's at 5, and this deck is just kind of like really hard to not win with when your opponent's on 5 because you can do more than 5 attacks. Like it's pretty insane. Like I think it rivals that of like Altmile at its best, honestly, in terms of how many multi-attacks you can do. And then we also have the Cruising Dragon, which says GB1 during your turn, he's a 11k attacker if you have a Chronojet Vanguard, so not as good as Unicorn, it's only during your turn. But GB1 on rear, when he attacks the Vanguard, if your Vanguard is a Chronojet, you can get almost 1, so get top 3 and add a ZTB from among them to your hand. This allows you to search some really important cards. Your grade 2s are really good, but we have a ZTB Perfect Guard, which we're going to talk about in a second, and we have a ZTB Stride Fodder, which is also really good. So both of those are very good additions to your hand from this guy. Then we're running 3 copies of the Duplex Dragon. He says when placed on rear, not on GB1, if your Vanguard or Heart is a grade 3 or greater ZTB, you can soul blast 1 and then reveal the top card of your deck and then shuffle your deck. If the revealed card is a ZTB, then you choose an opponent's rearguard that is grade 1 or higher and also grade equal to or lower than the card revealed and put it to the bottom of the deck. So basically if you reveal a grade 2 or a grade 3 from this, then you can bot deck your opponent's intercepts, which is really nice, but it can only bought that grade 1 or above, so we'll not be able to touch their starter, which is very important. They're very adamant about not touching starters so far in Zero, ever since they restricted Tejas way back then. So this is a good card. Soul Blast 1 for removal is really good, but we only have space for 3 because we're running 2 copies of the Resist. So this is the Manish. GB1, if your Vanguard is a ZTB, she gets Resist, which is nice against some matchups, and GB1, when she attacks for that battle, for each of your other ZTBs, she gets plus 2k power, and then if you increase her power at the end of the battle, she binds herself, so that's an important thing to keep in mind. You mainly play her for the Resist. She's like a nice card to like finish on the board with after all of your like little time loop shenanigans, so nice to have as a 2-up, but you can kind of cut her down to 1 if you want to play 4 copies of the Duplex, but I think a 3-2 lineup is perfectly fine. Then for the grade 1s, we're running 4 copies of the Arca. So she's a Perfect Guard, and of course in the drop zone GB2 you can choose one of your other Arcas and a ZTB trigger unit from your drop zone and bind both of them to put this card back to your hand and then discard 1. So it's a self-replenishing Perfect Guard if you have 2 copies of her in the drop zone, which is really nice. So we run her because we don't really need the counter-charging PGs in this deck whatsoever. Then, of course, 4 copies of the ZTB Stride Fodder, which also says when you place it on rearguard circle from hand, you can discard any ZTB from your hand to search your deck for a grade 3 ZTB and add it to your hand. So this will always search you your Chronojet Dragon G, which is very important, and in the future can search Chronojet Dragon Z as well. We're still running 3 copies of the Nepada. She's really good in Zero. Basically, if your Vanguard is a ZTB, which it always is, she can intercept and also intercept from the back row, which is really strong. So she's just a good card. I would play 4 if I could, but we really need 2 copies of the Hegaldo. So he says, if your Vanguard is a grade 4, you can Soul Blast 1 and put this guy to the bottom of the deck to choose any card from your drop zone and put it to the bottom of the deck and countercharge 1. And when he's placed on rear on GB1, you can soul charge 1 if you want to, but usually you don't, because usually you have enough soul already from stuff like Chronodragon already and like just riding. So this card is good because it's a counter charger and it sends itself back to deck, which means you can keep reusing it every turn. And if you play 2, you can like put 2 of them back to deck to make sure you don't damage them. And also this can put back your heals back to deck, draws back to deck, PGs back to deck. It can choose anything and drop zone and put it back to deck, which is really strong. So we like that a lot. And of course the starter is still Chronodragon for the usual turn 3 plays. Moving to the G-Zone, we still run a lot of the same cards that we ran before, like I've already explained, you know, stuff like the Chronos command in the last video, but the 2 new additions that are really important is first, Avenir Phoenix. If you have 4 copies of this, run it at 4, but honestly, it's fine to run it at 2, and I've been like debating if I want to craft more of them, but honestly speaking, I don't really feel the need to. I'm pretty happy with just 2. So he says, when he attacks anything, Calmas 1 and G Persona Blast, look at top 5 cards of your deck, and then for every face-up card in your G-Zone, you call 2 ZTBs from among them. So this basically lets you refill your board. Usually on average you call like 3, because, you know, it's top 5, so you're gonna see some like non-ZTBs or like your heal triggers and stuff from there. But it's really good because it replenishes your board and it lets you call the Unicorn off of this, which can then make even more attacks. Like, keep in mind that this is CB1 to make 2 new attacks, Unicorn will make you a 3rd, so you can go to 6 attacks pretty easily. And then GB3, all of your ZTB rear guards get plus 2k power. This plus 2k is actually pretty big because when you're going for those multi-attacks and like kind of like not sure if you can make full columns off of the Avenir Phoenix, that plus 2k can come in really handy just to make the 9k's hit for 11, which is really good. And then our other new stride, which is the thumbnail of today's video, is the Chronodragon Gearnext. So this card is actually really good in 0 as well. He has 2 skills. First is, I think he only has 1 skill, but he gives himself more skills. So GB2, when placed on Vanguard Circle, if your heart is a Gear Dragon, which it is, you G Persona Blast to gain the following 2 abilities. First, Vanguard Circle, once per turn, at the end of the attack, you choose between your rear guards and your hand 3 ZTBs and put them back to your deck. And then you stand this guy, draw 1 and lose 2 drives. But then he gets a second skill, which says Vanguard Circle GB4, which you do on second stride. When he attacks on the second time, when he attacks on the second time, because you've, flipped basically for that cost. When he attacks, if this is this unit's second medal this turn, you draw 1, gain 10k, and also gain a drive. So you essentially, on the the first time you attack with the base power with triple drive, but then you restand with twin drive, you draw 2 from the skills combined, and you have plus 10k power as well. So it's a really, really good restander, and it just swings for huge power. So this is a good card to like try to like push your opponent to 5 with sometimes. We always still first ride into the Split Pegasus, but then after that you can go into this, or if you push your opponent to 5 already, go into the Avenir Phoenix. Sometimes you want a second Avenir Phoenix, but honestly I feel like you don't have enough deck usually when you want to go for the second one, so it's really good because the Chronodragon Gearnext actually refreshes your deck a little bit because he draws 2, but you put back 3 cards, so you technically end up with 1 extra card in deck. And of course, this guy also helps you not deck out 2, which is really, really important. So that's the whole deck broken down, I think is the right way to put that. So let's get into ranked and play a couple games. All right, let's take a look. We have a game against Kagero. It's like underground second floor is this person's name. I'm going first, which isn't great. Of course, the worst thing you can ever do in 0 is go first. And we don't even have the right for it. I'm gonna keep this so we can use the Strike Fighter to search for the right one. Let's do this kind of mulligan. Okay, we drew the G. That's all that matters. Drawing Chronojet G is the only thing that matters in this deck. Like, if you have to start with Chronojet regular, it is so much harder because your Split Pegasus just doesn't work. Your first try becomes super awkward, and it's just not a fun time, honestly. So it's not great, but hey, pretty good opening. We actually have a Stride Fighter too, so we can ride this and have our back row intercept at the ready, which is good. So going up against Kagero, which is going second, it's a little bit annoying. I think next turn what we can do is ride this, call this, and then just like swing twice, and then next turn kind of do the same, depending on what the board is. Technically riding Nepata could have been better, but I honestly want to keep her as an intercept for later down the line. Especially these early turns where they don't have retire yet. Like I want to take this first damage and then here actually call down a Nepata to have that back row intercept at the ready. To force my opponent to call down a bunch of stuff. Well, we could keep that for turn... Nah, not for turn 3. Alright, we're going to run do this. And then hold this, I think. And Nepata. Because this way, this doesn't get retired and we prevent some damage for a turn, which is good. Because going second, we're going to eat a lot of damage. Alright. Eat this, please. Consume. Alright, cool. Push them to 2 damage, have double intercept. so they have to commit a lot of board to deal us the damage. They might choose to not to do that, especially because a lot of the grade 2s in these Blade Master lists are all GB1, so you're kind of wasting some of your skills too, which is good. They might just call it grade 1 to attack into the Napata with, though, so that might be a bit annoying. But we'll see. Alternatively, I might get punished here because we are going to be having to counter our opponent's grade 2s with no grade 2s of mine. But at least we plus a lot on first try, which is nice. Alright, what's the play, my friend? How will you respect my Napata? She is powerful and doing a lot. Alright, grade 1. Can't attack from back row, though. Do you dare give me... Ooh, okay. Alright, alright. Search Blade Master? You search the PG off of the Conroe, right? I'm not bugging. Oh, no, that search the counter charger. That's interesting. Alright, so we're not taking damage this turn, which is good. And he did not put up any proper intercepts, let's say. So we can just swing face and pass on this next turn. I'm not really worried about 2 grade 1s in the column either. Or I could bot deck that. Or I could bot deck that counter charger. That might be good. Let's keep on pushing here, I think. Alright, 400G is the most important card to ride. Get the heal guard to hand, which is nice. And then we're going to be making grade 2s anyway next turn from the Split Pegasus. Split Megasus. So let's put the counter charger back. And then just push to 4, so this way Split Pegasus is already pressuring a lot. Checks the draw. I actually have that rank reward one too. That was like the one rank season I slightly pushed for, which was nice. We check a draw into a heal. Not bad, honestly, considering we can't heal right now. So I'll appreciate that. Oof, my opponent heals too. Still a push to 3, which is nice. With Split Pegasus, we can try to push to 5 to kind of like queue into a Avenir Phoenix win turn. I think that's pretty good. So let's take a look. Yep, there's the Blade Master with the beautiful animation, everyone's favorite. I think you guys are in Global are getting that next month, if I'm not mistaken, so it's gonna be a fun time. I still need to do like a shit on a video. I only have 2 of each of the... Well, technically you have like 4 of the GR you only won 2 times, and 2 of the GR you won 4 times, which is like, But like, and I'm pretty, like, always careful about spending my GR mats, because as you probably can see, the first set of GZ is pretty hot. And gonna require quite a lot of packs to be opened. So, yeah. Alright, anyway. Let's see what my opponent's gonna push with. Gonna use that Blade Master to not retire anything, which is good. It's gonna just draw, basically. Which is still nice. A draw, CB1 draw, it's good. Gets the G's on face up to set up for GB3s. And of course, most importantly for the GB2 for Blade Master, to get this back to hand and have Eternal Stride Fodder is always nice. Probably not going to use that, right? You want a CB1 for this to draw? Right? No, you don't. Okay, you don't, I guess. That's fine. Just keep in mind you don't have a counter charger on the board right now, my friend. So, that grade 2 column is not hitting anything. This, of course, is hitting everything, which is good. But this isn't hitting anything, so it's like, was that trade worth it? Okay, you got the counter charge, good job. But it doesn't actually see the counter charge because you played it too late. It's not good. It's not good. Alright, well, you know, I'm talking out my ass over here, but I'm the one taking damage right now, so next turn at least. We have 3 heal guards, which is nice. We will be in heal range finally next turn, and if any of our heals land in the drop, we can start putting them back with the grade 1 guy. We check a draw, which is nice, into our first PG, which is also going to be very important in case we have to get clapped by a freaking, whatchamacallit, Nouvelle. Alright, let's go into Split Pegasus, the usual game plan here. Ditch the counter charger, grade 3, and then this will allow us to try to find some combo parts. Strike Fodder for next turn is good. We don't need to call... we can call this, I guess. Like, I'm going to call it anyway. So Napata is always a welcome addition to the field. We're going to call you out to put the drawback to deck. Not Soul Charging, though. We're going to Soul Charge off of this. Well, it might need the Soul later down the line, but not now. When I need it, I will access it, basically. So we're going to use this first to counterboss 1, to flip up the Chronos command as usual, to get 2 grade 2s out of this. And this will get us these 2. Technically, you might be thinking, like, oh, don't you want to, like, search your freaking PG out first? But actually, no, I don't. Ooh, grade 1, nice. Goodbye, counter charger. I'm gonna bully that forever. Alright, then I'm gonna use this to essentially put back you I think, yeah, let's put back you, get the drawback, get the counter charge in. Good hand to pass on, so we're gonna basically swing here, and then swing Vanguard here, and then swing with this to the face to try to get some multi-attacks in. If we can pass on a cruising dragon, that'd be really cool, because that will allow us to basically... Oh my god, I drew all my heals. That'll allow us to cruising dragon into a PG potentially, which is always great. We have 4 ZTBs, so no cruisings. Maybe not worth the multi-attack then? Although we're gonna lose our intercept anyway, so we might as well just push. Like, we are losing intercept against Kagero. It's like, they're going to retire everything anyway, right? So it's like, why even bother to play safe? Might as well just push to 5, and then if they heal down, they heal down. If they don't, that means we get to basically finish the game off of the Avenue Phoenix next turn, which I think is going to be very strong. So that's also good. So I'm adjusting my lighting. I can't seem to get myself bright enough. It's like, my room isn't dark. But in these videos, or this camera angle, it always looks dark, which is always slightly bothering me, because it's just the way that the lighting comes into this room. It's like, all here, none there, because I'm sitting in its way. So, not exactly what that's set up for recording, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. Alright, let's deploy Ziegenberg. Okay, Ziegenberg is fine. They're gonna retire everything anyway. So, CB1 to retire from the Stride Potter, Soulboss 1 to retire from the Stride itself, and then just attack into the last card, and then you're good. So you're basically chilling. Ooh, this is the Sullivan. Oh, Sutherland. Yeah, not Sullivan. That's a different clan, I think, in general. Yep, retire the back row. Oh yeah, right. You can do that, huh? Now you can make Soul Blast 1, yeah, and then just push face. So actually, quite a bit of our defenses will get pierced here, because I'm taking 2 damage and then I'm gonna have to block 2 more attacks. Ooh, that's pretty cheeky. I respect it, but very cheeky to call that down. But you're hitting good numbers. Just gonna swing in. We check a draw because we're good. Good at this game right now. 22 gonna push me to 5, and then we have to drop 2 heal guards against this Ziegenbock. Ziegenbock is very strong. Free weakstand. It's pretty good. You basically just CB1 for it, which is very powerful. Do you even CB1? You do, right? Yeah, you do. Okay. I was like, is this card better than I remember it being? But it is very good, but not that good. Single drive, right? Yeah, single drive. Okay. And next turn, we want to keep the Grade 3 in hand in case he goes into a Nouvelle. That will be very scary if they do, but no intercepts on my opponent's side of the field means we can go ham with our beautiful Avenir Phoenix. We have 2 Grade 2s in hand too, which is perfect, honestly. You can even CB1 to like search some PGs to hand, which is even better. And we have 4 counterblast open, which is stonks to say the least. Keep the Grade 3 in hand. How many PGs do I have in my hand? In my deck, actually. 2? I'll try to fish for some, because we're gonna CB. At least we can use one of them. We can use one of them. Let's see if we find it. We're just deck thinning. I think here I'm not... Okay, no heal guard, huh? I mean, you called it, huh? Choose not to use this because CB1... Actually, no, we're gonna CB1 for Avenir Phoenix, and then we can only use Unicorn once maximum, so actually it is worth to use this here. Even if it's like a Stride Fodder or something, or even this, to be honest. I'll add it to hand. Yep, there's the heal... Huh? Why did Dumjet activate first? Oh, you drew the heal guard off the Dumjet, I see. Big brain, big brain. Trying to use it as, oh, no, we don't hit the... I mean, you know, it's not too bad, it's not too bad. This is a good field anyway. We have a resist. Against this matchup, resist is very much appreciated. We can make field like so. That's pretty good. We don't have Soul, but we don't really need it right now anyway. So I don't need Soul Charge. 4 cards up in deck. 5 actually. But we have draws, which is why I'm saying it's not necessarily, you know, how much we think it is. Dumjet to draw? No? No draws? Okay. Is your deck... Is your hand all PGs? Okay, you're gonna draw. Don't tell me. Okay. She's gonna swing for lethal damage. Are there heals left in my opponent's deck? There is one. Doesn't find it though, so we're safe. Alright, GG's. That was a good game. Showed off Avenir Phoenix pretty well. And let's see if we can go for another one and show off the actual Chronodragon as well. Alright, it is time for another battle this time against Shadows. It's gonna be probably Claret, honestly. Claret is stronger than Luard right now. So, it's a weird world we live in, but it is what it is. Oh, this is a really good hand. If we weren't going first, honestly. If it wasn't for going first, but even going first, honestly, this hand is really nice. So, it looks like a Luard start, but trust me, it's not. Trust me, it's not. I think we can actually ride the Stride Fodder. I'm pretty confident in finding one down the line. So we're gonna call this out and just pass. Nepal are gonna put in some work for me this game. So we're gonna ride the bot deck. We can't ride the resist, to be honest. It doesn't really matter which one we do. Oh my god! Swordbreaker ride is like all I wanted to see here. Ooh, calling out the extra. I'm trying to push, or just trying to not overdraw. Probably not trying not to overdraw, but I feel like you run crits usually in Shadowless these days. Is this a 0 damage? Are you really gonna do that to me? You are gonna do that to me. That is cute. That is very cute. But luckily I can self-damage myself. Alright. In this case, I'm gonna go into you. Go into the deep duplex. And then call you. And then we're gonna swing. And force you to attack into this. It is a 0 damage to one. Of course it is. They're still alive and well. And now they have a 0 damage play of their own too. Alright, you find the crit. It doesn't draw, luckily. Does enough already as it is. So, stand and draw. Let's see. How is this gonna develop? How much little damage am I gonna take? Am I gonna be forced to go into this? Do I have any other flipping strides that give me damage? Or not that give me damage, don't cost damage? No, right? No. Dude, I just want to show this card off. Can you, like, let me do that, please? Don't be a bully for a change. Yep, just gonna swing and pass. It's the usual. It's the play that you've all come to know and love. Everyone's favorite. Alright, we draw Stride Fodder at least, that's good. Let's go into G. Oh, such an annoying playstyle, dude. I can never get, like, adjusted to accepting it, if that makes sense. I'm gonna try to bot deck the grade 2. Nope, we're gonna bot deck a Swordbreaker. Not sure if I'm happy to do that, but I'm gonna have to target something. I think it was worth the gamble anyway. Just push to 4. We could have pushed to 5, would have been scarier, but honestly against these decks I'm just trying to run their face in as fast as I can. Just don't let them breathe. Like, under any circumstances in this game. So, we're gonna push. If we have to strike, yeah, it is War. There we go. No Clarets. But Claret's an aggro deck. It's not really like trying to play 0 damage. But it's really good. Claret's actually a really strong deck. How much 0 damage Lord is there still in Global, by the way? I'm kind of curious about that. Alright. My opponent's gonna go into Lord now. They can stride. Take out my board. Rank reward Lord tells me everything I need to know about you. You grinded for this. You love this deck. Alright. Gonna dish the other Luard. Let's see. I'm getting Dragfall Luard relatively soon too, huh? Carnivore. Get that retire in, big dog. Let's get it. Alright, Luard skill, gonna CB1. Get that sweet stride cost effect. Alright, let's see it. Boom, boom. Alright, you know what? If I don't go into the Gearnext, don't hate me. Avenue of Phoenix is just a really good stride. That, like, I'm seeing this being a Gearnext game. Like, we're gonna go Messiah first turn into Gearnext, into like Avenue of Phoenix, into maybe Gearnext on like the 3rd stride turn, but I don't think this game's gonna get to that. I feel like I can probably win before that. Yep, you're gonna just take out my intercept and pass. Do your retire. Retire nothing, get some power. Doesn't really equal to anything. I'm kind of surprised you're getting that power up. I mean, it's just about the Swordbreaker back, I know, but... Well, is that all Swordbreakers out? It is, huh? That was the 4th. Running 4 Swordbreakers is also kind of, like, unheard of for me, but... Maybe I'm just behind on the Luard tech. There's the countercharger. 3 cards in hand. It's not a lot. Gives me hope. I'm gonna swing Stride into rear here. Yep. Grade 2. Heal. That's annoying. Not what I want to see, but it's fine. I will accept it. Split Pegasus. At least we got to show like the perfect, like, stride lineup in that last game. That last game just showed everything you need to do in a game, in a, you know, deck like this in terms of the stride sequencing. So this game's gonna be weird, but you run into this in ladder sometimes. You gonna pass? You gonna pass? You gonna pass? Are we passing? Show me your pass. You want that draw, don't you? You want that draw, don't you? Oh, you want that draw. That means I can split Pegasus. Let's go, we gotta draw 2. Into PG. Oh my god. Honestly, farming PG is like the most important thing right now in this matchup. Otherwise, we are big screwed. Big screwed. Alright, self-retire, get the draw. Very nice. Unstride. And we don't need to go into Messiah, which is nice. And we have consistent countercharging, which is good. So split Pegasus, it's still gonna be ditch that. You might be able to go to the Gearnext, to be honest. With such a low hand, it might be worth trying to force out, because we've seen a couple PGs fly away. So, I'm hopeful. Alright. No Nepadas means no calls. We could... Okay, we're gonna go into this anyway. We could actually go for the same thing we did. Let's see. So let's get our Chronodragon first. And honestly speaking, this might be like a split Pegasus into double Nepada kind of turn again. Don't need to soul charge here for now. Might need to later. For now, I think we have enough grade 2s to go about, so we're going to use this to put this back and set up double Nepada in the back row to make this as hard to clear as possible right now. We do that, and then we set up a bunch of grade 2s. I'm gonna use you, very important. Use you to keep countercharging, so we don't run out of CB. Put the draw trigger back as well, and then... let's see. I'm gonna overcall. Yeah, we can actually attack with this. Keep the grade 2s for later. This will go back, and then split Mega Sus. Oh, we slightly messed up the placement, but it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Actually, no, it is the end of the world. Never mind. What am I saying? It's definitely the end of the world, dude. I don't have enough freaking... I don't have a booster. I forgot to put the Nepada on the other side. That's fine. We can still call something out here. The resist is... This game's supposed to give for every ZTB, right? This might randomly hit. He countercharges too, so it's pretty good. Oh, we can push to 5. Let's go. Go. This should be enough power. We have enough ZTBs. Yes, just enough. She binds herself. Okay, you heal, that's fine. I'd rather you see your heals there than later down the line. Oh, she doesn't countercharge? Never mind then. It's fine. We have access to countercharge by just like binding a grade 0. We'll still have triple intercept. We forced out another heal. What do you have in drop now? A heal. You have your free stride cost. What are you going to go into? What can you go into? That's the questions that are on my mind. So now even without CB, we can go into the Gearnext. So you can see the thumbnail card. Ugh, that's the nice thing of like, I'm glad that I don't have a specific like style for the Deer Days ranked videos, because I can just like put cards on there that are just part of the deck. And unlike Zero, where it's like, you don't show the card in the thumbnail, comments are ready with the pitchforks. It is just actual war out there. Alright, Mr. Lord. Gonna call the Swordbreaker. And another countercharger. Try to set up the grade 1s for big Oguma balls. Which I don't mind. I mean, I have enough cards to discard in my hand too, so it's a-okay for me. I guess maybe having the resist? Nah, doesn't really matter. Would have been one less discard, but at the end of the day, getting that heal out is pretty good too. Overcalling. Don't you wanna... Okay. Noish. Get that Noishin. Sorry, I'm just like so not well versed when it comes to like modern Luard. Oof, finds a Swordbreaker but no soul. Swordbreaker with no brim out here. Man, I feel like Luard is gonna come to the D series eventually, as well as like an encounter down the line. Alright, goodbye my intercepts. Been nice knowing you. Enjoy your countercharge, bro. And the draw on the deck thin. What's next? You gonna pass? You gonna pass? Are we passing? Okay. Interesting board. No, we're swinging, okay. We're actually swinging. Making full use of the columns. I'm gonna try to just one-shot, I guess, later down the line. Pushes even to 3. This is still a Chronodragon turn, though. Because, we need to push to 5, basically. Like, it's the kind of turn where, oof, the heal whiff is not great. He's just like, Avenir Phoenix will do much more work when your opponent's at 5, so we want to wait for that. Alright. Put the crit back. Sweep. And force me to discard, what, 2? Just 1? Just 1? You sure? I'll discard the 1. Oh yeah, it is just 1, huh? Alright, let's go into this. We're not going to the Chronos command. I think it's not good to put back a bunch of triggers back for my opponent. Let them do that themselves. I'm not gonna do the work for them. We're gonna go into the Gearnext. Use this. Don't really need the time leap, to be honest. Yeah, I'm good without time leaping. We're gonna just swing. Try to add another card to hand, I think, here. No need to multi-attack right now. We can pass on an empty board even if we want to. Let's see what this finds. CV1. I guess I'll add that to hand. We're gonna be sending stuff back anyway, so kind of whatever. Finds the crit, that's okay. We're gonna force out 2 defensives from hand here, which is good. This one's gonna be a heal guard, the second one should be PG. We keep whipping heals, which doesn't feel too good, but it's not the end of the world. Shwoop! There's a heal. And then this effect. I think I just do this, to be honest. Gonna just pass on empty board. Yep. And then this is gonna be 42, which is pretty good. We find a draw into a PG, very important. Heal whiffed again, but we can put it back, so it's not the end of the world. And that's gonna ask for a PG. And that is the second one out, I think. And 3 heals are out. So now if they try to OTK me, I have enough defensives. Like, basically going to the Gearnext allows you to just, like, farm pretty well and push to 5. And with my opponent having 3 heals out, I can at least hope that they do not heal anymore for the rest of this game, which is good. So, and we have technically an extra heal in our deck because of the, you know, because of the fact that we went first. So that's also good. Also good. Gonna go into... Ooh, this is the new Lord, okay. So this is a nice little addition for you guys. This gets the crit, draw, drive, and Sentinel Restrict. Sentinel Restrict! Right. Sentinel Restrict. Right. I hope this is enough to stop it. How much do you need to get the Sentinel Restrict again? Retire 2 or more, right? And you retire 2, for each one to retire you get 3k, right? You're not gonna retire more than 2, right? You're gonna just go for a nice little chill retire 2. It's only 6k plus, right? 32. As long as it doesn't break 41, we're fine, right? Oh! Oh, it's on attack. Right, it's on attack. Oh, Vanguard! Okay, now 51 is our threshold. Now 51 is our threshold. Oh, it's 56 now. It's 56 now. Okay. Are you gonna retire everything? Retire 4 is plus 12. Okay, no, he's gonna do that. He's gonna retire 3. Right? Retire 3? Plus 12? This? Right? This does something right. It goes back to deck. Oh, it counts as 2, huh? Okay. So even plus 15 is not the end of the world. Retire... Interesting. We can guard this. We can guard this. We can survive. Oh my god. Okay. Heals are... There's still 1 sleeping in the deck, potentially. But this is 4 drives. They're all blank. That's good. 1 heal guard is enough! Wow. I wonder why I didn't retire that. Like, that's just... It's 3k instead of 4k, but you get the draw. And you get the crit back to deck to not deck out. So... You would have drawn into a blank as well. But I mean... Works fine for me. Let's go into Avenir Phoenix to seal the deal here. This should be it. I think my opponent just does not have the defensives left anymore, so we should be able to finish it. They put PGs back, but I don't know if they drew into them or not. We have grade 2, we have everything, we don't need time with anything. We're gonna just use you. Don't use the soul charge on the first one. And this is gonna send the heal back right there. We just need one. Honestly, like, I think putting back unicorns might be more important right now, because that actually can get us the multi-attack that we need. So yeah, I'll put back a unicorn here. We want that multi-attack. So we're gonna go this, this, and then try to thin out a little bit on the this guy. We have 5 CB face up, so we're basically chilling. We are basically omega chill. Take the unicorn. Maybe the grade 3 would have been good to take as well, but it's fine. That should be the last heal. So now we're gonna have to PG this with all 3 cards in hand. If we find a unicorn, that will seal the deal. No heals left and not enough PGs. We find the unicorn. That's all we needed. I'll do this. Go back down to 5 cards, so it's basically fine. Basically fine. Dum, 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 dum. Don't use those. Get a draw. Don't double draw. I'm slightly scared. I'm slightly scared. I hope I don't deck out. Okay, we're fine. Okay, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We do into the heal, which is enough. Alright. It's gonna swing. Don't use the skill. We need to find an attacker. That's gonna find a PG. And I'm gonna swing with the Pegasus. CB1. Find a card. Shweep. Into a cruising. The last cards on our deck is like 2 unicorns, I think. Yeah, I think it's like just 2 unicorns, but this should seal the deal. No heals left, and that's gonna be game. GG's to my opponent. Well played, honestly. Had me on the ropes a little bit, but I think I could have played something a bit better. And you guys got to see some blue art, which I guess you don't get to see too often these days, and especially because I haven't been uploading as much Zero, so I think it's a nice little thing to get some of the more recent cards showcased as well. Anyway, dear viewers, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, showcasing the new ZTBs. Up next for Zero, I think I'll try to show off the initial Dominate, and then show off new Dominate with some of the newer cards as well, or I might just show new Dominate as it is right now in JP, instead of trying to force out more Dominate videos. But I think it might be good to kind of show off how the deck develops, and for Global to know what you're playing with right now before the support comes out the month after. So with that, that's gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. But otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.